Hey you guys, so finally the video is up, my most requested video for the crochet thigh high over the knee socks. So let's get right into it. The materials needed are a skein of size 4 worsted weight yarn, a K crochet hook 6.5mm, a tapestry needle, and a pair of scissors. And that's it, you're ready to go. So part 1, the leg part. So for this, we're gonna start up with a slip knot and we're going to chain up 70. Now this is for pretty much like the average height between 5'2" and maybe like 5'7", 5'8". If you're doing it for someone taller, you could possibly crochet or chain up a little more. But if you're making it for yourself and you know that you're like taller or shorter, just measure from your ankle to about 6 inches above your knee. So here I'm just going to continue to chain up until I reach 70, and then we'll start on the next part. The doors open, take that hot road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the okay, so I chained up 70. And now we're going to double crochet in the third chain away from the hook. So you yarn over, put it in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2, and you're going to continue to do that all the way down. You're gonna see me do a couple of them at regular speed, and then I'm gonna speed up. So you'll just be doing that all the way till you get to the end. Open up. Need to deep breathe, heart and complications. Open up. Need to reread our conversation. Contemplation over our situation. Open up. You OPN. Bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. Okay, so here I am nearing the end of round 1. So after you crochet your last double crochet, you are going to then chain up 2, turn your work, and now you're gonna just repeat the same thing. Double crochet in that first stitch, and then you just continue to double crochet all the way down to the end. And we're pretty much going to be doing this over and over again until you reach the desired size. Now, if you're making these for yourself, you want to make sure that this comfortably wraps around your calf. All right, you don't want to make it to where it fits around your thigh because it's going to be too big. I know a lot of people have said that, you know, it fits their thigh, but when they make it, it doesn't fit their calf, so you want to watch out for that. In this particular video, I was making some for someone in a pant size 12 to 14, and you guys know that according to the pattern, if it's a size whatever size pants it is, you want to add 10 to that. So I did about 22 or 24 rows, I believe, of double crochet for this particular set. All right, and see, I'm all done with that, and now we're gonna move on to the next part. All right, so after you're done crocheting your rows of double crochet, what you want to do is take it just like I did and fold it backwards. This is going to create the rectangular shape or tube, whatever you want to call it, to fit on your leg. Okay, so then what we're gonna do for this part is pretty much seam it together using single crochets. So you just make sure that they line up on each side. You chain one and then you place one single crochet in both of those stitches on both sides, and you're gonna do that all the way down until the entire rectangle or tube is shut, completely closed. This will create what will be the seam of the back of the leg warmer or sock, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue to do that all the way down.
Smoking up, make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate. Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up, come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up, tear you out for a Pokeball. Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up. Open up.
Okay, so here I am at the end of my single crochet rows, and you're just going to continue to do that all the way down to the end to close it up. And then after this, we're going to move on to the next part. Okay, so now you're going to take that tube and you're going to turn it inside out or outside in, pretty much to where you will see the seam on the outside. So your single crochets should be on the inside, and you should just literally see the folded seam. Alright, so you chain up one, and we're gonna go around the top of the tube, and here is where you're going to place one single crochet in one, and then two single crochets in the next space. Now you could pretty much choose wherever you would like to go. I usually put one single crochet in the top of the double crochet stitch, and then on the body of the double crochet stitch I put two single crochets. So I hope that makes sense, but if it doesn't, you know, just go around, and what we're doing is an increase. Now this part is going to help the thigh area pretty much expand. We're adding a little bit of stretch so that it can fit nicely around the thigh as well. So when you made the rectangle part, you made it pretty much for the calf to fit comfortably. Now we're going to work at the top. You can also place elastic in there if you would like to. I don't, but you know, you are more than welcome to do that. Also, you can do more than one row of these if you like. If you have, like, you know, thunder thighs, super thick thighs, you can do 2 or 3 rows of these increased rounds if you want to expand that top. It's up to you at this point. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue to do that all the way around. So here I am coming all the way back around to the end of this increase round. Alright, and then all you're gonna do is slip stitch into the first single crochet that you started this round with. The next thing that we're gonna work on are the shells at the top. Okay, so you're gonna chain up one, you place one single crochet right there where you slip stitch that, you skip 2 stitches, and then you want to place a shell of double crochets, which will be 5 double crochets in that stitch. Alright, and you're pretty much just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. One single crochet, skip 2, place a shell, skip 2, one single crochet, skip 2, so on and so forth, all the way around. Now you want to make sure at the end of this round that you count the number of shells that you end up with, because you want the next sock that you make to match this one. You don't want to have 10 shells on that one and then 8 shells on the other one. Alright, it could easily happen, so just kind of pay attention to that when you're making your socks.
I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate, exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up.
Alright, so we're coming around to the end of the single crochet and shell stitch round, and that's pretty much it for the top. And later on, this is pretty much going to be the area where you add in your drawstring for the Legwarmers. So then you just slip stitch to the first single crochet of that round. You get your scissors, cut off a long piece so that you can weave it in. Don't just, you know, cut it and knot it and cut it off, because it may come out. So leave a long enough piece to weave in. And I counted, I think, 12 shell stitches on mine, and I did 24 rows. So this little piece, if you guys were looking, I was crocheting it in while I was doing the single crochet and shell, just so I didn't have to go back and weave it in later. So now this portion is all done, and we are ready to move on to the side part. Okay, so now we are on part 2, which would be the sock. So to start this, I use the magic circle. If you're not familiar with the magic circle is, I would suggest that you look it up on YouTube to get a slower demonstration. But pretty much it makes it easier to cinch all the stitches that we put into the circle at the end to give us a nice closed finish. So in this magic circle, you're going to place 10 half double crochets, and a half double crochet is just yarning over and pulling up a loop and then pulling up through all 3 of those loops. So that's all we're doing here, is putting 10 half double crochets into this magic circle. So here, after your 10, you're just gonna slip stitch into the first half double crochet, chain 1, and now we're gonna increase by placing 2 half double crochets in each of those stitches. So at the end of this round, you should have 20 half double crochets. So that's pretty much all I'm doing right now. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging is on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take the hot road and hop in. Okay, we're coming around to the end of the increase round. Make sure you count and make sure you have 20 half double crochets. Slip stitch into the first half double crochet. We're going to chain up 1, and now in that same stitch we're going to place 2 half double crochets, and then 1 in the next, and then 2 in the next one, and then 1 in the next. And you're going to continue to repeat this pattern all the way around, and you should have 30 when you're finished. Please be sure to count, you guys, because if you messed up these increase rounds, then your whole entire sock is going to be messed up. So and it's not going to work up right. So make sure you have 30 half double crochets at the end of the 3rd round. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that: 2 half double crochets, and then 1 2 1 2 1 all the way around. Another thing to note is that you should never ever end a round with 2 half double crochets. It should be 2 1 2 1 2 1. If you have 2 in the last one, you have messed up somehow, so you may need to go back. So just slip stitch into the first half double crochet there, chain 1, and now we are going to place 1 half double crochet in each. We are in the home run here. You're just going to continue to do this round over and over and over and over again until you reach the length that you need for your foot. Another quick thing I wanted to mention was to Know that all of our tension is different, so it may take you more rounds or less rounds depending on how tightly or loosely you crochet, and that's with the leg part and the sock part. So yeah, I have about a moderate tension, I would say, not too tight, not too loose, just like in the middle. So that's definitely something that you want to pay attention to. It may not come out exactly the size that I'm making for this particular size, but as long as you're measuring everything on yourself correctly, then you should be fine. Alright, so for this part, like I said in the pattern, you want to go a half an inch down than the foot size. So this is for a size 9, so I crocheted until it was 8.5. So after that, you want to chain 1. You're going to flip your sock over. Now in this part, we are going to half double crochet 12. Half double crochet 12 half double crochets across the back. This is the heel portion. I know that this was a bit confusing for a lot of people, but I promise you it's really simple. After you watch this, you're gonna be like, duh. But and it's kind of hard to put down on paper, to be honest, but here it is. You're just gonna half double crochet 12 across here. And then after you're done your 12, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and repeat the same thing again. And you want to have a total of 4 rounds on this heel portion.
First impression, you OPN. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's OPN. Take the hot road and hop in. First impression, you OPN. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's OPN. Take the hot road and
Okay, now you're done with your 4 rounds. So you're gonna take that heel portion and you're literally gonna fold it backwards. So you're just folding that little flap right there. And you want to chain 1 and slip stitch those 2 ends together. You're creating the back of the sock, the heel part. So yeah, you could choose a single crochet if you want to. That's up to you if you want a more loose option, but this is tight just to ensure that the heel part is done. So you're gonna just go through both of those sides and slip stitch your way all the way up to the top. Then you're going to chain 1, turn, and go right back down, or well up, I guess, because we're going to crochet around the ankle part, so we're going back to the ankle. So you're literally just gonna slip stitch your way up. But like I said, if you want a single crochet, you definitely can experiment a little bit here. Get in there eventually. Last stitch up. So chain 1 here, push that heel part in, and I'm going to show you right here what it should look like. Boom. So it should be able to pretty much slip on like an ankle sock at this point. So what we're going to do is chain 1, and you're going to half double crochet all the way around that ankle part, okay? Now on the sides, I usually like to add not too many there, so maybe like 6 or 7 on the side, but it's completely up to you because you know all of our bodies are different, so you can literally just single crochet, half double crochet all the way around however you want to, but I usually add just 6 or 7 on the side and then just continue with how many stitches are in the front. So you're just going to take that and go all the way around. Okay, so here I am coming all the way back around to the back of the heel, and you're just going to slip stitch in the first half double crochet of that round. You're going to chain one, half double crochet in that same stitch, and do the same thing again, and just half double crochet all the way around. Alright, so we're all the way back around, slip stitch into the first half double crochet, and we are done with this sock part, finally, right? So now the next step is to fold this inside out. We're getting ready to attach it to the leg portion that we did previously. Alright, so you're going to do the same exact thing to the leg warmer portion. You want to flip that inside out so that you can see that seam right there where those single crochets are. You're literally going to line that up with the back heel of the sock. Now you want to make sure that you turn both of these inside out, y'all, because I literally have made a pair and one of the things was turned and the other one wasn't, so I had to take it all out. I was very upset. Just make sure that you do that, okay? So now here, all I'm gonna do is attach my the sock portion to the leg portion just by slip stitching that in there with a single crochet, and I'm gonna single crochet all the way around. Now another tip I have for the ankle, you could literally choose to single crochet around, but I like to single crochet and then single crochet two together just to make sure that that ankle portion is not too big. I haven't had any issues with this when I was making it for customers or anything like that. Everybody seems to adjust well to having it cinched at that portion, but like I said, you can pretty much customize however you want to. If you want that part loose, you can just single crochet all the way around, but if you want to cinch in, you would do a single crochet decrease like you see me doing here. So pretty much what I'm doing is one single crochet in both of those, and then a decrease. So you go in, pull up a loop, go into the next section, pull up another loop, and then you want to pull through all three. If I can get it together, there it goes. Okay, and you pull through all three, and I literally do that all the way around. And especially if someone gives me their ankle measurements, because some people like literally want it to fit them perfectly, I definitely do this pretty much until it measures the right thing. So here I am at the end, coming all the way back around, and all you're gonna do is slip stitch into the first single crochet of that round. You can continue to go a little extra if you want to, but I literally just slip stitch into that first one, and then I cut my yarn, and that is literally all she wrote, guys. Like, that's it for this. Like, your leg warmer is, or over the knee sock, whatever you call it, is done. All we have to do now is sew in these ends, add the drawstring, and it is good to go. Alright, so remember, make sure you have a good length when you cut. When you cut off, fasten off, and then that's it. So now I'm going to show you guys pretty much how I weave in my ends. I try to make sure I do this really nicely. I take my time because you don't want to, you know, give these to someone or even wear them yourselves and things just start to unravel for whatever reason, especially if you put them in a washing machine, or, you know, you hand wash and tumble dry in the dryer, whatever. You don't want it to just completely unravel. So I pretty much go in behind certain stitches across for a good minute, as you'll see me do here, And then after I go across in one direction to the left, I'll come back around and take it through some more stitches to the right. That way it's never gonna go anywhere.
First impression, you OPN, we should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's OPN, take the hot road and hop in. First impression, you OPN, we should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's OPN, take the hot road and hop in. First impression, you OPN.
Alright, so now we're gonna take that magic circle, cinch it up. This is why the magic circle is perfect for that part, because it ensures that there's no big hole right there at the foot. We don't want that. So I'm just gonna go through and pretty much weave it in a circle. So that will definitely ensure even further that that's not coming open. And that's it.
The door's OPN, take that hot road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate. Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up, come to visit me. She say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up, tear you out for a Pokeball. Let your emotion waterfall on me.
And here, you guys, I'm just doing the same thing at the top, weaving it into those stitches in back of the single crochets for the seam. Alright, and you just want to make sure you tuck that in really, really well so that it never comes out and nobody ever sees it.
Open up. Need to deep breathe, heartache complications. Open up. Need to reread our conversation. Contemplation over our situation. Open up. You OPN. Bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's OPN, take the hot road and hop in.
Alright, and for the very last step, the finishing touch is the drawstring. This will pretty much ensure that if it stays around the thigh. So what I usually do is chain up about 130, I believe, to 140. For the larger sizes, I pretty much do like 140. And that's it, you guys. Like, I cut it off, and I prepared to put it through the top of the leg warmer or sock. So pretty much what I do, make sure the seam is to the back at the top when you get ready to put it in. So just imagine it on a leg and where you would naturally have the drawstrings fall down in the front on the thigh. So I'm pretty much weaving this in between the single crochet space and the middle of the shell stitch right there. You see that? So right in the middle of those 5 double crochets, and then I'm going through those 2 holes on the side of the single crochet, and then through the shell, same thing all the way around, and that's it. It creates like a natural cinch that's like not too tight, not too loose, perfect for you or whoever you're making it for. And that's it. I pull it through to make sure that the strings are even. I cinch it to make sure the cinch is nice and pull it back out. And then I cut the ends. You can leave them as long as you want to. You can knot them on the bottom. You could fray it and turn it into little tassels, whatever you want to do. Add some pom-poms, girl. Like, do you, okay? Do you. And I just put a nice little finish at the top, tie it in a bow, and we are done. It wasn't too bad. I hope that this was easy for you guys, and I hope that you got a clear vision on how to make them. Thank you guys so much for purchasing my pattern and for being so patient with me, waiting for this video. And I hope you guys make all the leg warmers or over the knee socks that your heart can take. Bye.